Hello, my darlings. I am Omega Recon Gaming, and today we will be talking about Darling in the Franxx. Um, so before I get to my opinions on the show, which will be a bit spoilery, but first let me tell you, for the people who don't want to be spoiled, go watch the show. It's good. Okay. Now, for the people who want to hear my opinions on the actual, the show, there will be spoilers. So, I'll try to keep it as less spoilers as possible, but you've been warned, okay? Continuing. So, Darling in the Franxx is one of my favorite anime. Is. And let me explain why. Throughout the entirety of the show, I did not know what angle they were going to go with it. At first, I thought it was, at the beginning of the show, I was really getting into it from episode 1. It passed the 3 episode test. And I was really interested, and I was like, I gotta show Matt immediately. And then we showed it to Matt, and then he was like, this show's really good. And I was like, to hear Matt say that to me, that was pretty, because without prompt, he just said, he's like, wow, this is pretty good. And I go, yeah. Because Matt's a very quiet and shy person. If you don't guys know that, he's a very shy person. He doesn't talk that much. But when he does, he also usually has funny or, great things to say. Oh, well, you know what? Anyway, side thought. So, Darling in the Franxx was a great show from beginning to end. From beginning to end. And here's why. I did not know where it was going. I love animes that do that. Sure, the second season was a bit head trippy. But you know what else was? Fucking Kill la Kill. The same. And let's see, what did Trigger work on? Gurren Lagann and Kill la Kill. Which, I did get those vibes that kind of what this show was going for towards the end. But you know what? Since they own those properties, no copyright. So, but honestly, that's not a bad thing against the anime because, first of all, Kill la Kill and Gurren Lagann are on my top list anyway. I will always love Gurren Lagann. It's a timeless anime in my opinion. Kill la Kill, it's great. I think there's a lot of good things in it. Um, and I think it plays a lot with fetishes very well. Watching through it multiple times. I think my favorite way to watch is the English dub. The dub for Gurren Lagann and Kill la Kill are great, and so is the one for Darling in the Franxx. It's not as good as Gurren Lagann and Kill la Kill's dub, but it's still pretty solid on its own. Anyways, so why did I like the ending? Well, from the halfway point, the creator, I don't know why, he just is like, beware, the ending will be bitter. And it was. But not as bitter as I thought it was going to be. Here's why. Because in the end, I thought Zero Two and probably Hero was going to die. And they both did. But you know what ruins that? They both get reincarnated. That's stupid. They should have kept them dead. I mean, I was a little bit happy, but it kind of negates them dying. And I did feel the show was a bit rushed towards the end. I did feel that. The whole Virum pot was kind of rushed. But it doesn't make the show bad. So if you think the show's bad, you're just wrong. You're just lying. You're just lying to yourself. The Virum pot does not ruin the show. Okay? It's kind of been the underlining thing. It's kind of like the anti-spirals. They showed up towards the end of Gurren Lagann, but they didn't ruin the freaking show. I mean, I just I know it's the minority that didn't like the show's ending, but I just hate seeing that online. Or didn't like the second half of the show. Um, or just didn't like the anime because they say it's trash, but don't explain why. I hate when people do that when they say something's trash and they don't explain why. I like this anime and I'm going to explain why. Or if I didn't like this anime, I would explain why. Like I don't like citrus and I've explained why. Because it's an incestual, sexual assault loving and Crunchyroll promotes that and I cannot stand that shit. Why do I like this show? Characters are great. Story is great. The music, not good. Not as good as I like it to be. The intro is good. Will your lips taste the kiss of death? Really don't like intros that spoil the show. Like, so when the second intro came out showing, 02, when Hero grabs her, she disappears. I don't like that. And then he disappears too, which I should have taken that he dies too, but I didn't take it for that. I just thought they were being artsy. But yeah, like the creator said it was going to be a bitter ending. Oh, yeah, so talking about the things I liked. The animation, absolutely gorgeous. The action was pretty good. Not amazing, but good. So, where does, like, the hate really starts? I think the hate for the anime really starts when 02 becomes part of the ship. And while that scene did bother me, it bothered Matt. It didn't bother me at all. Like, it didn't faze me at all. I was just kind of just like, huh, that's weird. But that's all I thought. I was just like, that's weird, but that's it. I wasn't like... A lot of my friends were kind of like that. They were like, ugh. I was like, it's weird, but it's not bad. But my friends overall liked the episode in general. So, but like the fucking internet whined their spleens at that scene, or at least the small minority. But the majority like this show, and that's what I appreciate. Is when a good anime gets a good reputation, and people want to generally spread that, that's what I like. That's what I appreciate. When bad animes need to be shunned for what they are, because when people do not care to make a good anime, they don't think of good story, they don't think of good characters. Okay, you can make a good show without animation, but you need story, you need good characters to carry the weight of the show. Unless you're going for some artsy crap, but like other than, I don't know. But for the most part, you're gonna need good story and characters. But yeah, like the soundtrack was just like it wasn't that like memorable. Like Gurren Lagann has "Row, row, fight the power," even though you really can't hear it throughout the show, which really sucks. I mean, you hear it throughout the show, but it's very quiet in the background. Which good thing that it does not drown out the voice acting, because I hate when that happens too. Good audio balancing. Some animes need to learn that. Kill la Kill. Raggio's theme is the best thing ever, and will you stand? And the English cover for that, will you stand and fight? Actually, funny enough, that theme is German, not Japanese. Known facts. Weird, huh? This anime was made in Japan, not in Germany. don't know why the theme was in German, but it kind of fits like her Raggio's theme. Anyway, talking about Darling in the Franxx here, I really liked, the direction they took with the show. Having Zero Two and Hero die in the end was a good move, and and honestly, if they wouldn't have rushed it as much, I would have liked it a lot more. I think I would have liked it like the ending of Gurren Lagann uh when Simone and what's her name? What's the girlfriend who dies' his name? The princess. Can't think of her name. But I can think of her face and her hair. It's the white hair. Can't think of her name. But if you know Gurren Lagann, you know who I'm talking about. She ends up, spoilers, dying in the end. She gets like the Samurai Jack ending, where she disappears. Guessing another spoilers, but if you haven't seen that by now, if you haven't seen Gurren Lagann or Samurai Jack by this point, I waited a week to do this review because I wanted to do it with a friend, actually. But my friend has been so busy with work, and he hasn't gotten around to it, and I do not want to wait any longer. So but actually letting that week sit with me and sit on my thoughts has allowed me to think a lot more on this. It hasn't changed my opinion at all on the show, but it has made me explore my thoughts on it a bit more. So a lot of people do not like the ending, and have not really they don't. I think what they don't like especially is they don't like Zero Two and Hero dying in the end, which that sucks, but it's just life, man. People die. It happens. I know it's sad, or you didn't like it. You didn't like the direction they took with that, but it's the way the author wrote it. Deal with it. I, in fact, like the way they took it. And honestly, the ending is kind of stolen by the side characters, which have been slowly growing in interest throughout the show, which unfortunately cannot remember most of their names because some of their names are really Japanese, and that kind of hurts the show in the end, is because I cannot remember some of their, like Futoshi is one of them, I think. I can't remember with the big guy's name. Fuhoshi? Give them easier names, Japan. Not everyone can spell your Japanese names. Ugh. Zorome was good. Actually, Zorome was kind of the weakest part in the ending. Everyone else was great. Goro was good in the ending. Ichigo was good in the ending. Actually, the ending time skips were great. It showed, it took me by complete surprise. I thought it was going to be like this big battle, but no. The battle takes a few minutes, and then it's just gone, and then we just cut to everybody, the 0-2 shattering on Earth, and then everyone's just rebuilding the Earth, fixing it, and everyone's having children, and it's it's really heartwarming, and I love it, and it's cute. And Matt was like, I didn't expect them to take this direction, but I really like this, because Matt really likes the side characters in the show. Matt has this one thing. He hates when 0-2 says, darling. It's really funny. It kind of triggers him because of the way she says it. And in the English dub, she says it way more sexualized, and it's fucking great. So, it's really funny. when, you know, like when another anime references the word like darling, and I just, or like says the word darling, and I just look at him with just like the biggest smile on my face. Uh, it's actually one of my favorite jokes we have between us. Um, I actually really like the way she says darling. It's a reference throughout the show, and I really like it. Um, um, I would have liked, like I said before, if VRM was explored a bit more. But you know what? That wasn't apparent. I guess like they were saying, VRM wasn't the focus. Why it was shoved in? It was there because it was a threat to humanity, and that's what the show was focusing on throughout the show. Humanity's survival. That was the focus. Everything done was for humanity's survival. I think people tend to forget that it wasn't fighting VRM. VRM was there as a threat to humanity, just like the collapsers were a threat. And once the collapser threat was done, they stopped talking about them. Pretty much. So yeah, so it ends with 02 and Hero getting reincarnating, and everyone else and the side characters all just like standing together, you know, waiting for Hero and 02's return. And it's a good ending. I actually liked the ending. Matt was kind of split, but overall he enjoyed the ending. He enjoyed the series as a whole. I did too. Um, but I think what we definitely both agreed on was the side characters part in the ending. He's like, it's not something he asked for, but he said he's glad he got it. And I was like, yeah, I agree with that. Um, yeah, pretty much it. I honestly expected to talk way more about this, but that's pretty much it. Like, I really like this show. It's my favorite. And I will definitely reference people to go watch it and form their own opinions on it, and not just, you know, assume it's bad because of some stupid comments on a video. But, you know, because this Studio Trigger makes a lot of good anime. Like I said before, Kill la Kill is getting a game now, and I can't wait for that. I hope it actually goes through the story of Kill la Kill, and I hope it has an English dub, because if not, that will fucking suck. Honestly, if it's a Sony exclusive, I really would care less. I don't know, like, that, I don't know if it could get a game, I don't know if it could get on the Switch. I don't think, like, the Switch has had a few mature games on it so far, and it's been pretty good with that. But that game might push the bounds and limits of what they're going for. Because Kill la Kill is very sexual fetishy. But just through the whole anime, it's sexual fetishy. And it's actually kind of great on how much how much, you know, like, some characters represent a fetish, and, like, it's actually kind of great. Um, and at the end of the day, you should watch Darling on the Franxx all the way through. It is an emotional roller coaster. It is good from start to end. And thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.